In a world where fairways meet the airwaves, where birdies and banker collide, welcome to the show that takes you beyond the clubhouse and onto the green. This is Balls and Tees, your passport to the golfing universe, where every swing tells a story and every putt has its punchline. Get ready to step onto the lush greens and dive into the world of divots, drives, and delightful banter.
The Magician.
Are you ready?
It's The Magician.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is yet another episode of the one and only Balls and Tees, the freshest and the hottest podcast when it comes to golf talk, and this is the one and only Tony Tone, the magician, the boy with a lot of flair. I am a classic man. Man, I just love being here every single Wednesday, and the reason for that is because Friday is very close to Monday, but Monday is very far from Friday. If you don't understand that, I will break it down for you. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in, and for those who've joined us along the way. I just want to say thank you for your support, and please, let's continue doing what we got to do, because we're trying to grow a proper golf society, community. And whether you're a golfer, whether you're not, whether you just like watching golf, listen, we need you. We need you here, because if it isn't for you, we are nothing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you already know, for those who don't know the flow of the show, this is how it goes, right? So for the first 5 minutes, for the first couple of minutes, I introduce myself, and then we go for a quick water break, because, guys, it's extremely hot. I can't believe it rained like 2 days ago, if not 3 days ago. Like, it rained extremely bad, heavy rains. KZN, Gauteng, Mpumalanga, Free State, we saw devastations when it comes to the rainflow, but I'm so happy that it eventually rained. However, it's just that it's extremely hot now that it's not raining. So let's go for that 2-minute break, and then when I come back, I just want to say, please guys, this is not going to be a normal water break. This is really not going to be a normal water break. I need you guys to actually arrange ice baths. If you don't have a huge bath, take a bucket like a barking sirua. Take sirua, put ice in it, put your feet in it, because it's about to get extremely hot up in here. I've got 2 guests today, and from what the interactions that I've had with these guests is gonna be, it's gonna be out of this world, and you'll be shocked as well to understand what's happening in people's golf lives. And so let's go for that 2-minute break. I'm also going to get that ice bath. When I come back, things are about to go down.
Are you ready?
It's The Magician.
In a world where fairways meet the airwaves, where birdies and banker collide, welcome to the show that takes you beyond the clubhouse and onto the green. This is Balls and Tees, your passport to the golfing universe, where every swing tells a story and every putt has its punchline. Get ready to step onto the lush greens and dive into the world of divots, drives, and delightful banter.
Invisible Ink Consulting, your gateway to financial success. We specialise in providing the best solutions to manage your finance and accounting, ensuring a better life for you and your business. Our expert team offers top-notch accounting and tax consulting services tailored to various industries, including but not limited to engineering, medical practitioners, in construction, non-profits, events management, attorneys and financial services. Experience the power of our best analytics, backed by a commitment to our clients and a high level of knowledge. At Invisible Ink Consulting, we strive to deliver the best service you can get, making your financial journey seamless and rewarding. Choose Invisible Ink Consulting for a brighter financial future. Your success our priority. Please visit us at www.invisibleinc.co.za to reach us. www.invisibleinc.co.za.
The magician.
Are you ready?
It's the magician.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining us. And as I said, this will be an episode worth remembering. It is the one and only Tony Tone, the magician, the boy with a lot of flair. And if you don't know me, I don't know what you've been listening to. If you've never met me before, hey, we need to make sure that we meet at some point in time, because I am such a loving person. Not just lovely, but a loving person. And as I promised you, today is going to be, sure, I don't know. I don't know if the word hot is suitable for this. What's beyond hot? What's beyond hot? I will do my Google. You know, Google never fails. If you say the extreme of hot, it won't say hottest. It will probably say something else. So that's exactly what's going to be happening in today's show. We've got, I didn't want to say a star-studded show, but we've got two guests that will be joining us today. One by the name Greg Mojela, and then the second one by the name Emmanuel Musiani. So I will start by introducing Ntate Greg Mojela, and then he will definitely reintroduce himself in a thorough manner. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming Mr. Greg Mojela. Ntate Mojela.
Good evening, sir.
How are you, sir?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
I'm all good, thank you, Mr. Mojela. You know, I'm just a typical individual where when I introduce someone, I will just pick the name and not say a lot of things. So I think I'm not doing much justice, and I would rather have you reintroduce yourself in a thorough manner, informing our audience exactly who Greg Mojela is and, your life around golf.
Thank you, Tato, and thank you for having me on your show. As you know, the name is Greg Mojela. In full, Gregory Mojela, but most people know me as Greg Mojela. So, I don't have a long time or a long journey in this golf thing. It's very short, but it's been a very interesting journey, I must say. I think the first time ever when I played on a golf course was in 2021. So I'm a COVID baby in golf. Call it that. I'm as a result of some COVID, But the interest was there even before that. Maybe didn't take as much serious as I did post-COVID or during COVID in 2021. But I've had a very interesting journey. I've met wonderful people, and man, I think it's an understatement when they say this thing is an addiction.
You got sick from it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I got hooked, and I never looked back. I'll tell you even more funny stories as we go along, but it's been quite an interesting journey for me.
No, 100%. And I have to say thank you so much for making time to actually have a chat with us. And just to correct you, this is Tony Tone. This is the magician. This is the owner of the golf world. So yeah, but I want to say a huge thank you to yourself and to everyone who's around you, whether it be colleagues, whether it be family, friends, for actually affording us time to have a chat with you. And I think the main purpose for today is just to find out exactly, since 2021, a lot has changed in our lives as people. And we with all honesty, some have changed for the worst and some have changed for the best. And I believe you getting into golf was one of the positive changes that you've experienced since 2021. So I would just like us to actually go through the journey to say, how has it been for you as an individual? And if you were to go back to prior this auspicious spot, and you were to review it from the outside, what would your thoughts be?
Look, like I said, it's been a very interesting journey, short but very interesting. It feels like I've been playing golf for many years. You know what I mean? And even just the conversations that I have with fellow players, professional golfers, and just people in general. You know what I mean? You actually get to understand how accommodating the sport is.
Yeah.
And looking outside in, you might have a misconception about it. You know what I mean? And I think it's very important, that we eradicate those misconceptions. So, and try to get more and more people involved. And I'll tell you now, I have just recruited two of my younger brothers
Awesome.
into the.
Awesome. I'm happy. You know, whenever I hear someone saying that
sport.
I've brought people in, I get excited.
Yeah, because look, it was for a bit of reason. But listen to this. So earlier this year, he decided, one of them, that is, they're a set of twins. So one of them says to me, look, I want to try out this golf thing. And like, I was excited. I was like, yeah, no, sure, come. Just so you know, it's going to be a very difficult journey. But if you withhold, and you just be patient with it, you'll find it to be more rewarding. Can I tell you, I was with him about 45 minutes ago, just asking me where we're playing this Friday. That's the funniest thing. And he only started this year.
Yeah.
And then the other one called me as I'm getting into the house to say, can we meet at the range? I need you to just help me with a few things.
Ouch.
And for me, it's so awesome because now when we do our family vacation, the football is coming together. You know what I mean? So we don't have to worry about who am I going to play with, wherever type of thing. At least now we know that we also have contained it within the family. But going back specifically to your question, obviously COVID was quite disastrous for a lot of people. A lot of people lost lives. Some lost their loved ones and so on, and it brought a point of understanding, to say that life is short.
Yeah.
And life is very unpredictable. And, there are times when you think that you've planned enough, for any disaster that may come. And then you soon realize that, hey, you know what, you were nowhere close to planning, you know what I mean? Because there was so much anxiety around how long is this thing going to last for? And like I said, I had just joined just before COVID, I think late 2019, and then basically the whole of 2020, we're not playing, there was no much movement around golf, you know what I mean? But for me, once I started getting into it, like in 2021 properly, I found it as a point of refuge in a way, because, we face so many challenges in the business world, in the domestic environment, in social environment and so on. And sometimes you need just a point of escape.
That's true.
You need something that keeps you busy, keeps you active, you know what I mean? And the one thing that I loved about golf was, for one, I've met and I've played with people who are as old as 80 to 90 years old. You understand? So
Hundreds.
it gives you, it gives you a sense of longevity, to say that this is something that I'm going to do forever. You know what I mean? This is something that it's a commitment that you can easily take in because you know that it's got longevity itself. You know what I mean? So for me, that was that. And then another thing, I mean, for mental health purposes, we take so much for granted that there is this thing called mental health. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the lack thereof, that we often don't take into effect remedies that can assist us,
Yeah.
And for me, I think golf has been that, man, and, I've had the freedom from my family, colleagues, and everybody around me. They encourage me quite a lot, whether we are on holidays, whether we nobody will ever say, no, you can't go play or whatever, type of thing. For me, golf is always a top priority, you know what I mean? Because I know what it does for myself. Yeah. So that's just the out in that you were referring to for me, in terms of golf.
And you know what? I don't want to lie. I'm very jealous of you right now to say that your family and your friends, they encourage you to play golf. I mean, I've had a couple of people on the show who said, you know what, this sport particularly has actually made my loved ones very jealous because I try to spend as much time on the range or on the course, and then whenever I come back, there's this angst amongst us to say, okay, you've been gone for 5-6 hours and you're coming back refreshed and energized. What's been happening? Because they don't understand what happens on the course.
Yes. No, it's totally understandable. And I mean, like, golf and other, I would understand it. Thanks for you coming at, I remember, I think it was about 2-3 weeks back. I was supposed to go visit my mom. Well, I did go see. I'm not saying that I chose golf over my mother, no. But but I was supposed to go play golf.
Yeah.
So nonetheless, I said to her, "Look, I'll see you tomorrow, or whatnot, no problem." So she called me at about 9ish or so and asked, "Hey, what time are you going to be there?" I'm like, "No, I just got to the golf course. I'm going to play around and I'll see you afterwards."
Yeah.
So we played, and a typical round while we're taking a walk and mates, we laughing at our pet shots and encouraging each other and so on. It's just a fun day, And next thing you know, we've been playing for about 4.5 hours or so. Cool. But afterwards, obviously, we want to have drinks and catch up and just, check in on each other because we hadn't seen each other in a while.
Hundreds.
Can I tell you, I arrived at 6 o'clock in the evening or so.
Yeah.
And the first thing my mother asked was like,
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, for so long. And I'm like, yeah, that's golf. You lose track of time. Yeah.
No, 100%. And you know what? I like how you've actually put yourself in a vulnerable position when it comes to golf because you seem to enjoy it, and I can hear it in your tone of voice. Now, I just want to find out, if you don't mind sharing, what really led you into getting curious about the sport and actually taking the first step to say, okay, I'm going to try it now. What pushed you to that?
Tony, I'll tell you something. I'm very competitive too, and sometimes I guess it's a good thing, sometimes it's not. But mainly competitive with myself.
Yeah.
So I grew up playing football, I played various other sports, tennis and so on. And I wouldn't say I was the greatest or whatever, but I loved sports, and in my household, I mean, growing up at home, it's either we're watching news or we're watching sports.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's my memory of my home, growing up. If we're watching TV, we're watching sports, or we're watching, and, my other brothers as well, we all played different kinds of sports, all of us, you know what I mean? But none of us played golf ever, So I never got to get introduced to golf at all, either from the community that I was from, I'm from the rural areas in Limpopo where they, they didn't even know that there was such a thing called golf, you know what I mean? But there's no accessibility whatsoever.
Yeah.
And furthermore, when I moved to Joburg, even the areas that I stayed in, there was no golf courses or anything like that. So I never knew this thing called golf, other than when I started seeing it on TV. But because there was whatever sport it may be, there was always an interest in sport. So it then necessitated, how can I call it, maybe like a push to say, why don't you try this? Why don't you try that?
Yeah.
Like recently I just started paddle, and I'm enjoying it, you know what I mean? Because it's good for cardio and whatnot.
It must not
but
replace golf.
Going back to golf. No. fact, Tony, I'll tell you something. There was a week where I thought paddle was messing with my swing. And I said, guys, I won't be able to play paddle anymore.
Yeah.
Because my swing is very important.
Yeah.
So many years back, I think it was about 2014 or so, a friend of mine took me to a range, and we're hitting balls. Well, he was hitting balls, and they tried out, and for the life of me, I couldn't hit that ball. And it was so frustrating considering my competitive edge as well as how I've always been able to play sport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like, no matter, why can't I do this? And then I tried it for like 2 weeks. I started enjoying it. And then, I don't know, I just lost interest. Maybe also because of work was really hectic then. I was like, but it was always something that I wanted to come back and revisit, It was one of those I'll revisit in my next lifetime or whenever I get a proper schedule. So fast forward to 2019, I just got a call from a sales consultant, from a range, and I was like, oh, okay, let me go try it out, And I went there, and again, the same thing happened.
You kept on
for the
missing
life
it.
of me, I could not hit the ball. I couldn't hit the ball.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, guys, no. This cannot be. So that's what encouraged me to take up a membership and start going to the range to hit some balls and so on. And Tony, I don't want to lie, for me, it was one of those things. I couldn't stand not being able to play it or being able to play it well. I didn't start it for any networking purposes. I didn't start it for any other reason, but because I wanted to prove to myself that I can do this.
Yeah. That's interesting, and
adamant that I will be able to. So it took time, but I was also quite lucky to meet quite a number of pro golfers that I interacted with. They helped. You know what? Golfers are good people, man. I won't lie. In terms of just advice, in terms of helping with your swing. And I know every golfer thinks that they're the greatest coach. They want to coach you. So I went through lots of coaching and whatnot. But I think I'm confidently on a good path right now. Yeah.
I like what you're saying, that you didn't really start golf because of any external forces. It was something within you that said, due to my nature of trying to be at the top all the time in whatever I participate in, I want to prove to myself something. And you got into this thing with that mindset to say, I want to prove this thing to myself, to say that I am capable and I'm worthy of playing this thing. Where many times people will say, no, somebody else actually got me into it, and the whole idea behind it was networking, business opportunities, and all that. They come. I believe that when those things come, they will come. However, back to your point to say, prove it to yourself before anybody else. Because if you try to get into it because a friend or a family relative wants you in it, you'll probably not enjoy it as much as you do it for yourself. So I really want to say big ups to you for doing that. You challenged yourself, and unfortunately, you are now... I don't know. I can't even call you an addict. I would say you're beyond addicted, because you're creating addicts now.
Yeah. No, you know what? Yeah, I've graduated from the addiction. Now I'm the professor. I'm recruiting the addicts now.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tony, just to add to what you say, when I meet various people that learn that I play golf, people will say, "Is it true that you close deals on a business course? Hey, is it, all those things, networking and whatnot." And I always say that, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm actually opposed to that mentality, and I'll tell you why. It's like everything in life, things fall into place when they're supposed to fall into place.
100%.
You understand? So you as an individual, it's your duty to make sure that you are ready for whatever opportunities that do come your way.
Yes.
So with that said, I always tell people that don't join golf or try to play golf for networking purposes. Networking will come, but people gravitate towards people.
Yeah.
You understand? So maybe now, Tony, you meet Greg and you realize, oh, Greg is a cool guy. Then
Yeah.
we end up having a social conversation
Hundreds.
after that. Because I would like to think that most people that I've played golf with, our conversation didn't start from what do you do and all of that.
Yeah.
We'll first talk about golf. We'll talk about golf and we would suss out what kind of a person the other person is before you can even develop too much. Because some people do work in very sensitive environments
Yeah.
and so on and so on. So it's not always comfortable for everybody to just bulge out what they do, how they do it, and so on and so on. So I think the networking happens automatically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hundreds.
Because you create long-lasting relationships. Because if you play golf with the cool guy and you guys exchange numbers, and you know our community, you know, in terms of ethnicity, it's very small in terms of the golf world.
Yeah.
So I meet Tony today, who's a golfer. Tomorrow I'm gonna meet him at a golf day or wherever, or maybe I find him at the tee box and I say, hey man, let me rock with you. You know what I mean, type of thing. So that's where relationships start. So I think golf is a good place to start relationships, not necessarily for the purposes of any individual outcomes that you might desire, but just for the sake of having good people. I mean, most of my friends now are golfers,
Yeah.
you know, and these are people that I've known for 3 or less years, as opposed to people that I have childhood friendships with them. I've made more golfer friends, you know what I mean? There are people that I can, when they have a family emergency and whatnot, I can call them, vice versa.
Yeah.
You know, those kind of things, because you create a community amongst each other, and you realize very quickly that you know the networking or even the closing of deals and so on, it just comes so easily
Yeah.
afterwards. Because you've already created that relationship, not because of golf specifically,
Yeah.
but because you've created that relationship. So people must be very careful in terms of, you know, their objectives in terms of wanting to start playing golf. Yeah.
And I really like your view on that, and you know, I've been listening to what you're saying, and it makes sense to say that yes, for as much as people would believe that the golf course is the right environment for networking and for creating all these or for closing all these deals, the first thing that needs to be done is to cement a relationship, build trust with someone, and make sure that you are on the same page. I mean, in essence, we are all made out of energy, and energy doesn't lie. As you said, you can have a chat with someone and you just click with that person from the onset, but you will have another chat with a different individual, and well, it doesn't really work out. So I think the notion of saying that golf is where business happens needs to be neutralized or reduced to a certain extent to say, guys, this is not where business happens. This is where communities are formed. This is where friendships and new families are actually formed to say, listen, I belong to this kind of group as an individual, and I feel like the best version of myself when I meet this kind of people. So I really like that perspective from you, sir.
Yeah, look, Tony, it's literally the truth, bro. Because I know people who get even irritated when they realize that somebody is trying to come across a bit too strong. You know what I mean? I mean, because like I said, you do meet different people on the golf course, some who are in very sensitive environments,
Yeah.
and so on, you know. So, and like you also just mentioned that energies don't lie, you know, and chances are, you know, if you're there, just have a good day, right? And the person that you're playing with, as random as he might be, he's there to have a good day.
Yeah.
Chances are, if you both have a good day, you'll enjoy each other's company.
100%.
You understand?
Yeah.
But the main purpose is that you have something to talk about, which is golf,
Mm-hmm.
right? Anything else is secondary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is your own ability to, to respond to people, how people respond to you as well. That's all up to you
Yeah.
and how you come across. You know what I mean? So I think it's quite key that we always try to divert from trying to be too forward in terms of even ideologies and whatnot. Sometimes you have to be also very sensitive.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I've played with people from religious groups and from political groups and so on. And if you're gonna get there, Tony, and you're just gonna speak or reprimand something that somebody believes so much, and yet that's the very same person that maybe
It's
you
key.
and them are aligned, there's synergy or something. But because of that key factor, you understand, because of the lack of emotional intelligence at that moment,
Yeah.
you then were not able to read the room and therefore have lost out on a good opportunity to meet even just a good person, you know what I mean?
That's
Not
true.
even just for the purposes of everything else. Because I for example, will tell you, if I needed something right now, let's say maybe I want a plumber, for example,
Yeah.
I can easily just write on my golf group, guys, do you know a plumber? My uncle, those kind of things. So it's more social than anything,
Yeah.
Amateur golf is very social. Let's go out, let's enjoy it, you know what I mean? Let's have fun. We create relationships. That's great. That's even better. It's a bonus.
100%. No, Mr. Majala, I hear you, and I'm in full support of your views. I would just like us to go for a 2-minute break, and then when we get back, I've got a couple of questions lined up for you, and I also want to put you on the pedestal to say, Mr. Majala, now let's talk about the best and worst times on this golf course thing that we talk about.
No, I'll be ready for you after the break, then.
100%. Please, if we can excuse ourselves for 2 minutes, and then when we get back, we'll just get back into things, sir.
All right, cool.
Thank you, sir.
In a world where fairways meet the airwaves, where birdies and banker collide, welcome to the show that takes you beyond the clubhouse and onto the green. This is Balls and Tees, your passport to the golfing universe, where every swing tells a story and every putt has its punchline. Get ready to step onto the lush greens and dive into the world of divots, drives, and delightful banter.
The Magician.
Are you ready?
It's The Magician.
Invisible Ink Consulting, your gateway to financial success. We specialize in providing the best solutions to manage your finance and accounting, ensuring a better life for you and your business. Our expert team offers top-notch accounting and tax consulting services tailored to various industries, including but not limited to engineering, medical practitioners, in construction, non-profits, events management, attorneys and financial services. Experience the power of our best analytics, backed by a commitment to our clients and a high level of knowledge. At Invisible Ink Consulting, we strive to deliver the best service you can get, making your financial journey seamless and rewarding. Choose Invisible Ink Consulting for a brighter financial future. Your success our priority. Please visit us at www.invisibleinc.co.za to reach us. www.invisibleinc.co.za.
The Magician.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is the one and only Tony Tone, the magician, a boy with a lot of flair. And I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, I am always happy to be here every single Wednesday because Friday is very close to Monday, but Monday is such a long way from Friday. For those who have just recently joined the show, listen, guys, this is the best podcast when it comes to golf talk, and I'm talking about social golf. We do speak about professional golf at some points in times, but the main purpose here is just to make sure that we continue as social golfers to empower each other and make sure that we build this community and bring more people into the space. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I've got my guest, Mr. Greg Mojela, still waiting online. And as I said, this is the moment of truth. This is the moment that I need to put Mr. Mojela on the spot. I want Mr. Mojela to be excited and embarrassed at the same time and not know what to do. But let me not talk too much. Mr. Mojela.
Yes, sir.
I'm just kidding. I will never embarrass you. Never, ever, ever, ever.
No, golf does that. Golf does that for us. So you can't embarrass me more than golf does.
100%. And speaking of which, when you say it like that, like golf embarrasses us enough. 2-3 weeks back, I went to a particular school and I was very cocky when I got there, and I was with a colleague of mine, and I said to them, guys, we want to challenge you guys. We want to play the entire school.
Yeah.
And guess what? Not even far. After the 6th hole, I realized, I'm trailing, Now I need to play catch up. That's when I put my gut down, and I was like, guys, it's just a social game. We just wanted to be a part of you.
No, they say if there's one sport that will humble you, it's sport. I mean, it's golf. So golf will humble you if you're not humble, my brother.
No, 100%. And you know what? The nice thing I actually enjoyed on that day is that for as much as we had already made the arrangements to say, guys, we would like to play with you on a competitive level, but at the same time, the environment was so cool that we were all relaxed and we enjoyed each other's company. We enjoyed watching each other play to a point that even when we'd finished at the 19th hole, it wasn't about the score anymore. It was just about to say, listen, I had a great time today. For as much as the weather was not corresponding, we had a great time as a collective. And I think that's the thing about golf compared to other sports. If I mean, you mentioned that you've played soccer. Now, if you look at a soccer match, a team of 11 players comes through and another team of 11 players comes through. Captains meet at the center line, and the game just goes on up until halftime. Halftime, both teams go different ways, and then they come back, they do the same thing. After that, everybody goes their separate ways. So there's no, I don't know, I don't want to say there's no social cohesion, but it seems that you go there with something and you still come up with the very same thing. Where with golf, you go there with something, you come up with something extra, which could either be bad, good or bad. Let's be honest. Meaning that I would go as a Tony to any golf course, and then I'll say, okay, my tee off time is at 10:20. I get there, they paired me up with people that I don't even know. I play with them. It's either I come out there having formed a new relationship, or I come out there just with something else. So that's what I enjoy about golf. I don't know on your side what your take is compared to other sports.
No, look, I completely agree with you. And like you said, a lot of sports lack, you're actually right to say lack that social cohesion, because most sports aren't interactive, you understand? And yes, in as much as you can't talk on somebody's backswing, and there's golf etiquette that you need to present, while you're on the course, you know what I mean? But there are those spaces and moments or pockets of moments where you are able to interact, be it within the four ball that you are, or if it goes as far as the locker room, perhaps. Let's say you're having a golf day, whatever, before you have your drinks, we'll be in the locker room and we'll start conversations, we'll be laughing, and it'll go all the way to the 19th hole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even tomorrow, we'll even be talking about that previous day. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things that I love about golf: continuation.
100%.
You know what I mean? So I'll tell you, a couple of weeks ago, I played in a golf day, and I played with the son of one of the late stalwarts. You know, and the conversations that I had with that gentleman, I'm telling you, I was so moved. You know, because we take so much for granted certain things, and you don't realize the impact that our previous regime had, you know, on our people, and so on and so on. And we had a fun-filled day, you know, and I didn't know this guy.
Yeah.
And presumably afterwards, you know what I mean, if you're playing in a 4-ball with people that you don't know, yes, you'll be with them during the halfway and during the course of the round, but maybe when you guys go to dinner and whatnot, you'll go sit with your buddies or people that you are very close to.
Yeah.
But can I tell you, the night, so when we went to prize giving day, you know, the guy called me and he said, "Greg, I've saved you a seat."
Oh, lovely.
You know what I mean? You know, I've saved you a seat, you know. So I didn't go sit with my usual buddies I went to go. And we sat there together and we continued in those conversations, you know what I mean? And for me, I took a lot out of it, you know what I mean? So it just goes to show that there is a level of continuation in golf, you know what I mean? Whether from a brotherhood point of view, whether be it from a socialism point of view, a business point of view, it goes a long way. You know, literally, you can be playing golf today and you've got a job interview tomorrow, Tony. And then you get to the interview the following day and you realize that on the panel, it's one of the guys that you're playing with the previous day. and the first thing you do, you just laugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like, honestly speaking, hey, here's this guy, he was in his shorts and sweating out there, you know, shooting 100, you know,
and you showed him flames.
And you're like, yo, maybe I shouldn't have beat him that badly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
But it becomes fun. Yeah, so it becomes really interactive. And like I said, it does create a lot of social cohesion compared to other sports.
100%. I really like your, like, as we continue with the conversation, I actually like your view around the sport over and over again. But I just want to find out from you, Mr. Mojala, like, before getting into the sport, obviously you mentioned you've played other sports, and you're very competitive with your brothers. Now, the main thing that I want to find out is when you look at yourself before then, and you view yourself after getting into the sport, what are there any particular characteristics or behavioral changes that you've seen in yourself between the two eras?
No, definitely. Hey, and it's so funny because just yesterday I was talking to somebody about this to say that, you know, golf it encompasses a lot of components. You know, golf. Somebody looking at golf, like a non-golfer looking at somebody swinging a club, they're just seeing one motion. You know what I mean? But they don't realize that there's a lot of preparation that goes into that swing, into you hitting that ball. There's you sight yourself up. You know what I mean? You get into position. You know what I mean? You make sure the ball is aligned to your stance. You know what I mean? There's the other elements that you need to remember. You know, to continuously remind yourself, okay, fine.
Mr. Mojala, are you still with us? Hello. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it seems that we've lost Mr. Mojala, but in the interim, as we try to get him back online, I just want to say, listen, guys, this topic is very interesting, and I will tell you why it's interesting because I've noticed that Mr. Mojela's view compared to the guests that I've had on the show, it's mainly about one being able to reflect on yourself particularly and say, who am I doing this for, and what is it that I want to get out of it? And Mr. Mojela has clearly stated that his goal was very simple. It was to say, listen, I've played sports, I've done this and this and this and this, but for this particular one, I need to also make sure that I do it for myself, nobody else. And I think that's one thing that we always have to remind ourselves to say, who are we doing what we're doing for? Are we doing it for ourselves, or are we doing it for the next people, or anything like that? So I just want to say that's what I like about it. And if you listen to the whole notion behind networking, business opportunities, etc., our guest, Mr. Mojela, has clearly outlined that the whole idea behind him playing golf was never really about that. If it happens, it happens, and it will happen naturally. So I like that about our discussion. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, it is the one and only Tony Tone, the magician, the boy with a lot of flair. And you're probably asking yourself, Tony, when are you playing, or when did you play? Guys, I've not been able to play for the past 2 weeks. Yeah. And it's been painful to me to say that I'm not able to play. And mainly because I shifted my... I'm gonna speak biological terms here. No, for those who didn't do biology, please forgive me. I had shifted my scapulae. Man, listen to that, scapula. So in the midst of me having shifted my scapula, I decided, you know what, I'm not going to play up until I'm back to myself. But I am ready now. And for anyone out there who wants a challenge, I'm talking about the single handicap guys, the guys who are saying are killers when it comes to this thing. Please just make sure that you are ready for me, because when I get there, my brother, you will be sweating. My sister, you will be sweating. I'll make sure that you sweat the whole 18 hole. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, we're almost approaching the end of our podcast, and it's just a pity that Mr. Mojela couldn't join us up until the end. I had a few questions lined up for him, but those are things that I can discuss offline with him, and then next week I can just give you an update. So, without any further ado, I just want to announce the upcoming golf days, and let's see who's who where, and I always look forward to meeting new people, new players, people who've been listening to me. I want to meet you. I want to play with you. I want to interact with you. I think, that's very important to me. It's not just about me speaking from the microphone. I want to speak to everybody else. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, let me just, in the interim, announce the upcoming golf days. I've got the Speke Manamela Charity Foundation, which is presenting Brajo's 4th annual birthday golf celebration on the 23rd of November 2024, and this will be at Koru Creek Golf Estate in Mudimole. Further details will be shared with anyone who's interested in it. Otherwise, you can just get onto our social networks, being Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and just let us know, and then we can share all the information with you. And then on the 25th of October, which is 2 days from now, we've got the annual Elio Golf Day, which is taking place at Orkney Golf Club. And should you want to hear more information, please do contact 060-619-1317, 060-619-1317. And we also have the Beginners Golf Experience, which is taking place from the 2nd to the 3rd of November. And this will be at Kyalami Country Club. For more information there, please contact 072-803-0160. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's basically what's happening. By the way, the Maketa Mazibuko Fundraiser Golf Day has been postponed from the 9th of October to the 28th of November. And this is still at Killarney Country Club. And if you want more information there, contact Temba Mazibuko on 079 175 3729. 079 175 3729. Last week, Friday, there was the G-Way night golf that took place at Rand Park Golf Course. So I hope everyone that was there had a great time. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, I have to announce the postponement of one of the golf days that was scheduled for the 15th of November, which is the Steve Biko Golf Day, which was supposed to take place at Waterkloof Country Club. It has been postponed, unfortunately, and further details will be shared with everyone to say, guys, let's go and support our medical professionals. Like I always say, guys, hey, dude, when you're sick, you're sick. You go to the doctor. Let's support them the same way they support us, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go for that 2-minute break. And then when I come back, we're going to have more and more and more and more fun. So, catch you after the break.
In a world where fairways meet the airwaves, where birdies and banker collide, welcome to the show that takes you beyond the clubhouse and onto the green. This is Balls and Tees, your passport to the golfing universe, where every swing tells a story and every putt has its punchline. Get ready to step onto the last greens and dive into the world of divots, drives, and delightful banter.
The Magician.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is the one and only Tony Tone, and I have to say, guys, I promised you a heated episode, and I promised you 2 guests today. So already we had Ntate Greg Mojela on the line, who was cut abruptly, but our second guest has joined us, Mr. Emmanuel. Ntate Emmanuel Musiane has joined us, and I have to say, good evening, Ntate Musiane, and thank you for joining us tonight. I've got files here and that, and chaser man. The things that I've heard so far, it's hot.
Yeah, good evening. I must say it's good morning for me.
Oh, okay.
Yes. It's early morning. But thank you for having me. It's quite a pleasure.
No. I really appreciate it, and thank you for joining us with a different time zone as well. I know it could be 4 a.m. that side, and we are here saying it's 7 p.m. But let me not be rude and introduce you to our other guest, Mr. Greg Mojela, whom I've been interrogating from 6 p.m. till now. Mr. Mojela, are you still with us?
Good evening, Tony, and apologies. I'm not sure what happened there either.
No.
I guess there was probably a technical issue that occurred. But good evening, or should I say good morning, Emmanuel.
Thank you. Good morning. Good evening on your side.
Yeah, it becomes a bit tricky sometimes, and you have to remember how do I say it? But put something.
Yes.
100%.
No, thank you.
Mr. Musiane, just to put you up to speed. So, like I said, I've been grilling Mr. Mojela for quite some time to say, listen, why did you get into the sport? Right? I hear a lot of people talking about networking, talking about business opportunities, but why did you personally take the initiative to say, okay, today I'm going to use both my arms to swing this club and hit this ball to where I want to? So I want to pose the very same question to you to find out what your view on that is, and what your approach to golf was from the get-go.
Okay. No, I would say probably I grew up in Ikageng in Potch, and where we stayed it was like an occupied area, Bosgoeng.
Yeah.
would say. And there were guys who were golfers, and they set up 4 holes in the booth.
Oh, wow.
They were caddies at Potch Golf Club, and they played golf. Obviously, like there was a free day on Monday for the caddies to play golf.
Yeah.
And they set up a small 4 holes there in Moskving. And then my uncles used to play golf. And then when one of my uncles passed away, I was about 9, 10. My mother took 3 clubs, and he brought them home. And then she said, it'd be nice if you can learn this, because one of he says, your uncle grew up playing this sport, so it would be nice if you can learn it. So I would say between the ages of 10 and about 15, we learned how to play golf. Caddies from Potch Golf Club taught us how to, and we did it for fun. I mean, we used to go in the afternoon with the guys and go and play. It was a short hole, 2 par 4s and a par 5. I mean, that par 5 was long. It was long. Yeah. So for me, it was fun. It was very nice. Then I went to school at Waterford. I didn't play golf until I finished university. But so when I started to just more for fun. Yeah. And when I finished university, I started working. And then I remember that time I joined Unilever, and we went on an orientation program, and we went to San Lamia. And so there's a Meshi course at San Lamia beside the main course. There's a Meshi course. So some of the guys hired clubs, and they said, let's go play golf. Yeah. And I said, I'll come along. I said, have you played golf? I said, a long time ago I played. And I went, and it was so fun. The guys asked, you've been playing golf for long, like your shots are perfect. And I said, no, I was just, and I played. Yeah, I played more for fun. I enjoyed it. And my mother introduced me to the sport, so it was fantastic. We enjoyed it. And then I became competitive. I joined the team, Batopele Golf Club, and then became competitive. And then, so for me, it was about having fun. And then obviously at a later stage, then I used it as for networking, which was very good. I remember when I was a plant manager, I would be having this customer visits and also visiting some of our suppliers. And I started getting invited to golf days. And then, and it was like that. And then. And now my kids play, my wife play, so it's fantastic. So we're playing it for fun. News. My kids are very competitive, but we play for fun. We play for fun to enjoy it. Yeah.
No, awesome. That's good news. And if there's anything that I have to share with you, Mr. Musiani, I believe that Temujela is also listening on his side. There's something common here to say that for as much as you are personally playing the sport, you've made a point that you rub it off your family, and Mr. Mujela also stated that his 2 siblings also play golf, and it's funny that they started playing after him, and right now they're the ones who are calling him to say, hey, for boleka in that.
Yeah. No, it is. I think once for instance, I'll tell you, my kids are 17. They played probably from 8. They played a lot. One of my friends actually bought them golf clubs. We used to play with plastic ones, and they bought them the US kids. If you go to golf shop, there's a US kids golf club. So he bought them. And then when they were 12, my wife said, I can't take this. Every time we go on holiday, you guys play golf, and I'm having a golf cart. This is totally unacceptable. I'm going to learn how to play golf. I mean, she was already in her 40s, but she went and she learned there. So now all of us play. And it's nice.
It's
and
beautiful,
it's very nice because we can play on holiday. We can hire golf clubs. My kids, like I said, we're very fortunate. They play for fun. So my kids my son is a runner. My daughter plays hockey. But she plays golf well. Both of them play a 5. Very competitive. They won several competitions back at home, US Kids. Even my daughter here, we get here, like she played at the same club as Lydia Ko used to play in. And within 6 months, she won the ladies' championships, club championships. But we're playing for fun because for her, hockey is still her number one sport. She tells me, "Daddy, you may like golf, you may do this, but hockey is my number one sport." And my son is a runner. He runs like Princess Iran he's still young. He's 17. He's running his 5 kilometers in 16, 10, 15. So it's far away from the elites, but he enjoys his running. He also tells me, "Dad, I'm a runner. I used to be a runner myself." But he says, "We'll play golf for fun, and I'll go out for fun and play with some friends."
No, awesome stuff. And I just want to find out, are they a set of twin?
Yes, it's the twins. Yes, sorry, it's twins. It's a boy and a girl. Yes.
Ntate Mojala, here's a commonality here that we're seeing. Both yourself and Ntate Musiane have twin blood, right?
No. Luckily for me personally, I escaped. I missed the gene missed me. But yes, like Tony is saying. My siblings, and those are the ones that are getting into golf now, and wow, they're enjoying it. Eh?
No, that's good. That's good.
I believe in the near future we'll be setting up a challenge to say the Musianes against the Mojalas, and it's about to go down. But with your kids playing from a 5, I'm wondering, Musiane, hey, you must be on another level because, like I said, I've got files here.
No. I've been very fortunate. I've gone lower, but currently I'm play over 7. Out my secret, like when my kids used to go for golf lessons, I used to listen to the coach so well. I'm telling you, that's how I learned my golf.
Oh, you got 3 lessons.
For long I was like 3 lessons by listening.
Yeah.
And my daughter, she's more like she's got that caring aspect. And then when I play, she'll then say, "But your swing is not good. Let me teach you." So she'll end up being my teacher. I remember one of the things that I used to play average bunker shot. She taught me, to say, "Let me teach you." Like you say, "Okay, wait forward, open your club face, test it, and swing through." And make as if she would say, make as if you're taking the sand, you're going underneath the ball, like scooping the ball. Like she would explain to me, because remember the teacher when the coach teaches them is kids, so they try and relate to what they understand. Because I used to remember, I didn't put my weight too much. She says, "No, put it on, even if it's more 70%. Just put your weight on your front foot and then swing, and then it must stay that way." And I was very lucky. And then they teach me. The other one is, I'll tell you, when she was 14, so we played as a family. And she said, "Daddy, there's one thing I notice about you. You sweat your short putts." And I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "You overread them." She says, "It's a short putt. Just go ahead and hit it."
Yeah.
Why are you still thinking about why are you thinking your short putt? And that really helped me. Yeah, but that's why I was lucky. The kids helped me, and then listen to the coach, and then and meeting friends. And Tate Mujala maybe will say the same thing. We have friends. One thing about golf is if you meet the right people, they will encourage you. They'll tell you about the latest tools, what you must use, what you must look at. And that helped me to really drop my my golf handicap.
100%. Now, gentlemen, I've got a question for both of you, right? To say, the question goes as follows: to say, what, how different is it when you play golf? Let's say you're on a business trip or you're on a holiday. How different is it to play golf alone or with another individual that you don't know, as compared to actually playing with your very own people, being your family? How different is it, Mr. Musiani? Seeing that you are already unmuted, can you maybe take the first hit, and then Ndate Mojala will follow with his response as well?
Okay. I don't know. No, when I play with my wife, it's fun. It's really social. Not really about the sport, about just having fun, enjoying every shot. But when my kids are involved, it's very competitive.
Yeah.
In fact, so it's always been my daughter and I, and my wife with my son. Very competitive. And we don't even help each other. Initially, we used to help. Now we don't help each other. Show the line. We keep quiet, and we watch the other parts. Always competitive, but it's nice. It's nicely competitive. And when you go out and you play, when I play with people that I've done that, and like Prince is here, and there's a number of times where I've gone out and played with people I don't know. No, I go have fun and I play my game. I play my game. I take up my driver, I hit it, I concentrate. Depending on how the person, if it's a sociable person who talk, I'll talk to him. If it's a person that doesn't talk, I will give him their space. Because there's some golfers who are very protective of their space.
Hundreds.
And I learned that very well back at home. And if it's social, no, we have some fun. But I play my game. Because a number of times when I go out, it's because it's that moment that I have to play, and then we take it from there. Unless it's like there's where you play. That Mujala will talk. There's where you play customer golf, where maybe there's a guy, like you make them play well. You don't, you don't need. You can't embarrass them, so you hit well, and then you just, okay, if he hits in the bush several times, you also must see the bad shot. It mustn't seem, the person mustn't feel out of place.
That's true.
So I try and accommodate those individuals, and you can assess it. I think after 3 or 4 holes, I'll know, this person is good or bad, and I'll adjust accordingly.
100%. And then your take on the question, Mr. Mojala, just to repeat, to say, for you personally, the difference between playing individually, whether you're in a business trip or you're on a holiday, and playing with playing a 2-ball or playing a 4-ball with your loved ones. What has your experience been in that regard?
Tony, so what I've learned over the years, is that generally people go and play golf for different reasons. Some a point of getting away, and there are some people that take their golf very seriously. So, like I mentioned earlier, that sometimes you need a little bit of emotional intelligence to understand, just to have a feel, but you won't really get that from number one, you know what I mean? Maybe after 3 or 4 holes, you'll be like, okay, fine, this is a very interactive person, so therefore I can also interact. But I enjoy playing with different people and random people, that is. I remember so there's this, should I say an online platform to book slots, When I was starting off, I mean, I would prefer to just book with random people. You understand? Especially because now I'm starting off. I don't have a community of golfers on my phone book. You understand?
Yeah.
So if I don't get used to actually playing with other people and random people, then I won't play golf.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
You know? So if one ball or a two ball, or if we for one ball, I'll say, don't you want to join? Right. People are generally on the golf course unless they have their own issues, you know, of which also that we have experienced. You know, I have personally experienced, but generally, I think that
Hello, Mr.
most golfers, you know, last week I was playing CMR with one of my brothers. You know what I mean? So because the weather just became really terrible, and guys were like, "No, we won't be able to make it." So we're like, "Let's just go have fun," you know. And then we met a gentleman there, and he said he's been a member there for about 20 years or so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he came to us and he said, can I play these 2-3 holes with you guys? You know, he's got a competition the following day. And I said, sure, go for it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And in those 3 holes, we had so much to talk about. You know what I mean? About the golf course, about golf in general. You know what I mean? There was no holding back whatsoever. So that is where you actually start meeting really interesting people, and you actually start realizing how accommodating golfers are to each other.
Yeah.
Even from an advice point of view. So generally, I don't try to coach, or even if I see that there's something wrong with their swing, and I prefer if somebody doesn't do that to me as well, you know?
Yeah.
Because you tend to get thrown off sometimes, you know what I mean? And you don't know how seriously a person takes their golf or not, you know what I mean? But unless the person asks and says, what am I doing wrong? You know what I mean? Then that's when there's room for that little comment or whatever type of thing. But generally, I try to keep the etiquette quite high, you know, when we're on the golf course, just so that you don't offend other people. But whether I'm on holiday, whether I'm on playing social, I think I keep a very standard smile and laugh through my bad shots either way, you know.
No, 100%. And the reason I'm basically asking this, I mean, is just to get a view of how people actually view playing individually, playing with strangers, playing with family members. And what I'm getting from both of you is that regardless of who you're playing with, you just stick to your game and you try to embrace the next person as well, for as much as they're playing good or they're playing bad, and you learn the person. Both of you have mentioned that within the next 3 or the first 3 or 4 holes, you'd already know, okay, this one is a chitty person, this one is a beginner, this one is advanced in the sport, and you try to read, well, apart from the body language, the communication, verbal communication, you try to read every single aspect to make sure that at the end of the day, you both enjoy your game, and you don't want to create any animosity amongst any players. So I really like that. Now, gentlemen, we are going to a very brutal moment here, and this is the moment where I want to say I'm sorry in advance, but I can't say I'm sorry because we are on radio. Right? But it's a fun moment, and I believe that the one thing I like saying is that everything is worth being celebrated. We need to celebrate ourselves. We need to celebrate each other, whether we're doing good, whether we're doing bad. And if we don't do that, then what's the purpose of living? That's how I view things in life. So, gentlemen, I'm going to put each one of you on the hot seat and ask you about your accolades in golf and your worst moments. And Mr. Musiani, you actually joined us while we were about to get into that space. So I will give Ntate Mujela that moment to actually let us know his worst and his best moments on the golf course. I personally know that every single time I play golf, there will be one. Ntate Mujela, over to you.
No, I agree totally. I mean, I think my worst moments are always when I get a triple or when I three-putt. So, which happens at least once in every round, minimum once in every round.
Yeah.
But like I said, I haven't been playing for too long.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I've I've become like I said, I was playing and I into this on.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the worst moment for me, tension that occurred, which kind of disturbed me because when you're playing golf, you always think that there isn't room for certain things, and to get into an environment where you can it was that, but it wasn't on the environment of the area itself. For me, that was probably the worst golf moment.
Mm-hmm.
And when somebody just taking my ball as well, I don't get it. That my ball is marked. My ball is marked towards my ball, and I hit a tree.
Yeah.
I dropped, and I saw exactly where it dropped. And I'm looking at the ball, and then the guy comes, and he goes to my ball, and he wants to hit my ball. I'm like, wait, that's my ball.
Yeah.
You understand? So, but then there's a cart, because they're on a cart. I'm thinking, okay, maybe his ball also landed close to there.
Yeah.
And maybe it's being shielded by the cart, So I get to the ball, and I say to him, that a Titleist 3 blue marker,
Yeah.
He's like, no, it was a Titleist 2, the blue marker. So now I'm looking for my ball. I'm like, where's my ball now?
Yeah.
And then this guy has the nerve, hit the shot. He hit a bad shot. He goes to the ball again to hit another shot towards him.
Yeah.
With my other ball that's marked in the same way.
Oh,
and I'm
my.
like, but I told you that's a Titleist 2 with a blue marker. He's like, no, I thought it was mine. And that's also very annoying. So those are probably my worst moments on the golf course. Best moment was probably shooting a sub 80 for the first time. That was really, really good. It felt good.
Yeah.
And, just small individual prizes at golf days and whatnot. I haven't really, I'm yet to have my hole-in-one or play in a Pro-Am and win the Pro-Am, and I haven't gotten to that point yet.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to it, and I think it's just around the corner, some of these things, because I think my golf is improving due to the amount of work I'm putting into it as well, you know what I mean? So it has become my side hustle, if I can put it that way.
No, 100%. And I have to say to you, Mr. Mojela, for as much as I've been playing golf for 22 years, I've never experienced a hole-in-one myself. However, I've had an eagle from about 180 meters on a par 4. And, I went around the green looking for my ball. I went into the bunker. I went behind the green. I went everywhere looking for my ball, up until someone pulled the flag and said, oh, here's a ball in here. So, the feeling that I had was so refreshing, and it was out of this world, because for as much as I lost on the day, I felt like, I won in my own way, because 180 meters, that's as good as a hole-in-one on a par 3, Mus. So I was like, no, I've got them. I've got both of them. I've got an eagle. I've got an albatross. If on a par 5, I can refer to it as an albatross, and I've got a hole in one. So it's a beautiful feeling. And Mr. Musiani would actually, like I said, I've got a lot of files here. And hey, this man, Ntate Mujel. Ntate Musiani, I don't know what has he been doing. 2 holes in one.
Yeah, no, I was very fortunate. I got 2 holes in one.
Ouch.
I was very fortunate. My first one was actually my first eagle was at Serengeti on a par 4.
Oh.
Hole number 2.
Mm-hmm.
I hit a driver, like hole number 2 in Serengeti. There's a bank on the far left. You can do you can take a tiger line on the right and hit over. There's a bunker there, and there's like a patch. And then you can hit it, and then you'll be left with like 60, 70 meters to the green. But I went a long way out. Far left bunker. My ball rolled in the middle, rolled a bit down. I had 98 meters to the pin.
Ouch.
I took my pitching wedge. Normally I would hit a gap wedge, but it was a bit windy that day. I took a pitching wedge. And so there was a 4-ball. So I was playing with the Batopele Golf Club members. There was another 4-ball in front of us. They just gone off the green and they were walking. And I remember TK was on the green there. He was the last one to leave the green. And then I hit my ball. It pitched and it rolled into the hole. He celebrated because I couldn't see. It's a bit high up. It's an he celebrated, and he said it's in. And that was it. It's a nice feeling. It's very nice because it was blind. It was sort of like I didn't know where I could see the flag, but where it was actually placed, I couldn't really see it. And then hole number 14 in Glendower, just off the highway. There's like a little bridge. Green protected by 4 bunkers. It was playing 130 meters. I took my 9 iron. It was too much. For 130, but I took my 9 and I hit it softly. And it, you don't plan it. I didn't plan it.
You were just going for the green.
Yeah, and I hit the green, and there was another caddy next to me who was caddying for for Lucky. And then as it hit, he said, "Ball disappear."
Yeah.
That's the moment.
And it just disappeared.
Yeah, and the ball disappeared. We could all see it into the hole. That moment, it's compared to this. That moment. Well, it was nice. Everybody celebrated. The guys that were in front of us celebrated. We on the tee box. We talked about it the whole day. I got a certificate, a picture with the team members. So it was very nice.
Yeah.
It was, and I thought that was it. It will never happen again. And then about 2 years later, I was playing with my daughter. She was preparing for Ekurhuleni championships. It was like a women's ladies championship. And we were playing a practice round. So I took my clubs with, it was starting on a Monday. So we booked on a Saturday just to go and practice for her to be familiar with the course. Played. Came to hole number 8. I took a wedge. And what was interesting? She hit first. I recorded her. It's fine. And then I gave her my phone, and she says, "Are you gonna record?" She says, "Nah, it's fine. You're just gonna have some fun." My ball. I'll tell you that I was playing with a hard ball. IQ fly, and I hit my wedge, and it went in.
Ouch.
And that one was a nice moment because my daughter was there, and. Yeah, that was nice.
No, 100%.
Nice. Yeah, and then worst moments I wouldn't really. I know balls disappear. I would say some nice moments, and you ask yourself why.
Yeah.
And I've also had moments where we were playing and then some guys hit the ball onto us. That was not nice.
That's true. Yeah.
And they were quite argumentative. But I'm very fortunate. I've played with some good friends. Then they say, just leave them. It's that they can make noise, whatever it may be. Because the guys before us were slow. So there's no point. There's no point for us being fast. We'll accommodate them as much as we can. But if the guys in front of us are not moving fast, there's nothing we can do. And let's understand, we're not the same. Obviously, as long as you're not holding the field, obviously we'll call the marshal if there's a problem. But those have been my worst moments, when people hit the ball onto you, because anyone could be injured.
That's true. Awesome.
But yeah, I was very fortunate. I've also won the Irene seniors division. So I was very lucky.
That's not a nice course for me. For me personally, it has shown me flames.
It's a nice course, man.
It's shown me flames.
It's a nice course. You need to, I played there for years. It was very nice. Hole number one, just aim left of that, right of the tree in front of you, or play it in the middle. If you drop, time play it a little bit to the right. Number two, stay away from the trees on the left there, that they've lined up. I know now it's out of bounds on the right there. Very nice course. And then the stroke one, what's amazing, that stroke one, number three, I just used to play my 3-wood in the middle. And then hit again my 3-wood again to the green, to that flat green. Aim a little bit to the right, otherwise you'll roll off too much to the left.
Yeah.
And then that long par 3 that you have, par 4. It's a par 3, hole number 4. No, it's a nice course. It's a.
I mean, the layout is nice. It's just not friendly to me. So hence why I'm saying it's not a nice course to me. I don't mind playing any course. I don't want to lie, but there's courses that mind me playing them.
Okay, well, it's nice. Yeah. Those are my boss moments in golf, and I've also celebrated with other friends. But they, it's rare. But yours is rare, by the way. In golf, the rarest achievement is an albatross. Not a lot of players have recorded albatross even at senior level. So yours is albatross is a big achievement.
Thank you.
Rare.
And I just
you must go Google it. You must go Google the odds of getting an albatross.
No,
they're very low.
I think we must tell at the audience today, guys. I hope you heard. Tony Tone has done the rarest things in the world. I'm an extinct species when it comes to golf.
They're not every day. Holes in one, you do hear a lot of people getting holes in one, but albatross, nah. Even you might see it in professional tournament. I remember the one was Louis at the Masters.
Yeah.
Getting one. Yeah. Yeah.
No, 100%, gentlemen. We've reached the end of our podcast today. But if there's anything that I would like both of you, I would like to ask from both of you is if you could share your knowledge or words of wisdom when it comes to people who, whether they've started playing golf, but I mean, obviously with golf, I'll never say there's a right way to start playing golf. I think the right way is for you to actually clear your mind and make sure that you are fully vested in it. So from both of you gentlemen, I just want to find out if somebody out there has a desire to play golf, or somebody out there has initiated from that side to say, okay, I will start off by doing research, or I will just buy spikes from the get-go, or golf shoes. Nowadays they refer to as golf shoes. Back then they used to call them spikes. What would you share with them to say, listen, this is the way to go about it? And whether it be from personal experience or it's something from the top of your head to say, as much as we are in the sport, we are vested in the sport, that we still want more people to actually become a part of the sport, especially people of color, to say, guys, this sport is accessible. It's not as expensive as it's been portrayed, and it's not as elite as it's been portrayed. Yes, there is a lot of etiquette around the sport, and in essence, I have to say, personally for me, since I played the sport, I think differently. I walk differently. I talk differently, mainly because I believe that I've got a cooler mindset compared to before. So, Ntate Mojela, over to you. If you can just grace us with your words of wisdom to say, for those who would like to get into the sport, how can they go about it, and what would you like to share with them about the sport?
I think mine is not a lot, but one thing that I will always encourage guys to do is that, like, just find a local area, be it a golf course or be it a range. You know what I mean? Try it out. You know what I mean? Maybe go with a mate, try meet some people there, because golf, in as much as it's very interactive, it's very communal, it can also be very lonely, especially for a beginner golfer. And I see it a lot when I'd go to a range. You know what I mean? You'll find a guy who's just there in the corner and he's just chowing that grass, and he's getting frustrated,
Yeah.
He's getting frustrated, honestly. And that's because, like, there's no that little bit of guidance, you know what I mean? Or there's no that, hey, brother, do you just start playing? There's no reception, you know what I mean? And it can be a very big and lonely world if you don't know anybody or you don't interact with people, be it at the range or at the golf course. So I think it starts by just get to meet people around golf, you know what I mean? And then in terms of, like, equipment and stuff like that, guys, there's nothing wrong with getting secondhand clubs. There's nothing wrong with getting beginner clubs, you know what I mean? You can't go and buy the new Titleist GTs and what, and you just started golf. You're just going to frustrate yourself and you're going to feel like you just wasted money.
100%.
Whether you do have money or you don't have money. But I would always encourage guys to get, like, a beginner set, get something secondhand, get into the sport, find the love for it. You know what I mean? I remember I was asking some guys, some salespeople at the golf range where I practice, and to say, I mean, you guys are always here every day and you making sales, but this place is never, like, filled to capacity to a point. And I'm like, I get that people come at different times because people have different schedules or different days, but with the amount of people that you guys are required each to sign up, you'd think that. And the simple answer was that we get a lot of cancellations. That's all.
No, definitely.
To show that. Sorry.
No, I'm saying definitely because of the initial experience
that they got.
Yeah.
So obviously, I would like to think that if people are more receptive, and us as golfers, if we are just a little bit more kind, you know what I mean, even to people that we don't know, you know what I mean, even if you're not going to necessarily help them or show him how to hit a ball or whatever, you know what I mean, but just encourage a person, you know what I mean, just say, man, yeah, keep at it, keep trying, you'll get there, type of thing.
Yeah.
I like I said, I was lucky that I fell into the hands of some pro golfers, who helped me very quickly. My handicap has been as low as a 9. You know what I mean? And I've only been playing for, 2.5, nearly 3 years?
Yeah.
I would say that's quite impressive in anybody's eyes, you know what I mean? So, but not everybody will be as lucky as I was.
That's true.
Not everybody has an uncle like Emmanuel or somebody who's going to bring him a club and say, here we go. So I think we should just try to be a little bit more kind to people that are outside of our community, you know what I mean? And just as a reiteration to what I've already mentioned earlier, you know what I mean? Join it for the love of it, enjoy it, go play because you love sports, you know what I mean? And everything else will just fall into place, you know what I mean? The networking, everything else will come into place. But trust me, once you start playing golf, you even forget that there's this thing called networking. You know what I mean? Because it is such an addiction. Because I always say that my week I plan it around golf somehow. You know what I mean? I always try to make something happen, whether it be going to the range after my meetings or playing golf, early rise golf, because I know I've got a 10 o'clock somewhere, whatever. But like I always try to make sure that, I'm always accommodated by golf. But golf has to be there. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I mean it's a fun way to interact. It's something that's got a lot of longevity. And if you're a walker like myself, I enjoy walking the course. You know what I mean? It also has really good health benefits. So yeah, that'll be just me imparting.
Awesome. And I have to say thank you, Mr. Mojela, for sharing your wisdom. And let me tell you, going as low as a 9 in a space of 2.5 years. Hey, I don't know what you've been eating, but continue eating that is working.
No, thank you. Thank you, sir.
100%. Ndate Musiane, over to you, Ndate.
Yeah, no, the beauty of golf is got a handicap system, and the handicap system levels us out. So yeah, when you start playing, you can still beat me with your high handicap. So that's the nice thing about it. And so it accommodates. So yeah, I think I would tell people, don't stress yourself, don't beat yourself about it. And the other thing is, having seen how my kids benefited and my wife from getting some help in the early stages is very good. I mean, I got help. I mean, like, even though I got clubs, the caddies from Poch, then Brasemi, Happy, who passed away, they taught us how to hold the club, how to swing. So get an early assistance. It will stop the frustrations too early, making basic mistakes. And the other thing is, when I finished university, when I joined, I didn't straight become a full club member. I was a flexi member. I joined a flexi club. You pay like a reasonable amount. I think it was 500, 600 then per year. You get to play all this club. You might just play a slight premium, but it's not that expensive. And then I started playing with club members who then arrange for one to come and play as part of that with the club. And then avoided Saturdays when I could, and then obviously with time when I joined a member, could play my Saturdays and early Sunday mornings. But getting early help, and like there's never you not all the time you hit the perfect shots. They come. You do have your misses, and I think it's what you make of your misses. That's the main thing. Yes, what you make of your misses, and then that's where now they said get early help, and that's why we have professionals who there's a product at the club, and one of the reasons is for them to teach, they'll help one, and you will find yourself out of it quickly. I mean, my wife was very quickly. She was able to play a golf game and enjoy it. She used to, it came to a point where she would hide the clubs in a boot to not telling me during the week, go to work and play golf. So it was very good. Would even or make a point today. I'm going to make sure I attend my meeting on time so that I can go to a golf competition, and she joined with some friends, and it was fun. So it's fun game, work on it, and then magic will happen.
100%.
It will all come together.
100%.
No, but thank you.
No, thank you so much, gentlemen. And I have to say once again, thank you to the people around you, whether it be colleagues, whether it be family or friends, who've also allowed us this opportunity to interact with you. And if there's anything that I'm looking forward to is that family challenge to say, okay, let's let the twins play against the twins.
It will be nice. It will be very nice.
Yeah.
It will be very nice. Yeah. And also to play against you and Mujela. I'm planning to be home sometime in April next year, so I will tell Sipo no. It would be nice to play a game with you guys. Yeah.
I'll definitely go and.
Just be the first person. Yeah.
No, I'll definitely start working on my game.
Yeah. No, we're gonna have fun. Like I just said, we're going to have fun. Handicap levels is out there,
Okay.
so play to your handicap.
No, it's fine.
That's the other thing. Always play to your handicap. Yeah.
No, I really appreciate it.
In golf,
The Mujela.
yes, and in golf, they always say that, your competition is the course, not the man. So just play against that 72. Don't worry about it.
100%. 100%. Now, but with that being said, gentlemen, I have to acknowledge you and say it's been great interacting with you, and I believe that the audience, our audience have received your knowledge, your understanding of the sport, and your experience of the sport. And if there's anything that I need to say to you personally, is please continue preaching. Please preach golf to everyone around you, because we want this community to grow. We want everyone, everywhere we go, to hide clubs in their cars and make sure that they go and play.
Yeah, that's true. No, thank you so much for having us, Tony. I really enjoyed myself. I wasn't sure in which direction it's going to go, but I really enjoyed myself thoroughly. Thank you so much. And to Emmanuel as well, it was really nice interacting with you, my brother. Hope to play with you in April when you are on the side.
No, thank you.
No, I really appreciate, gentlemen, and a good morning, a good day, and a good evening later on to you, Ntate Musiane. As for you, Ntate Mujela, I have to say a good evening to you, and then April, I will put it in my calendar to say I will be playing against very dangerous individuals. I mean, yeah. Going down to 9 in 2 years. And there's 2 hole-in-ones here and 4 eagles. No ways. No. Yeah. I will need forces behind me to carry me through that 18 holes.
Your albatross is carrying us. Your albatross.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Up until we chat again.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is the end of our session, and I have to say, what a lovely show it has been, interacting with the two gentlemen. And guess what, guys? If you put yourself into it, you can definitely make it. I like the fact that Mujela started playing seriously 2 years ago, and he was already a 9 handicap. So it shows that he is dedicated to the sport to prove to himself that he can do it. So if you do it as well, you can do it. Look at Ntate Musiane, 2 hole-in-ones, 4 eagles. Man, the man is on fire. And both they've got their siblings, their loved ones, their sons and daughters involved in the sport. So everybody out there, please, let's continue preaching the sport. Like I said, it is Wednesday, and if there's anything I like about Wednesday, is that it's right in the middle of Monday and Friday, because Friday is very close to Monday, but Monday is very, very far from Friday. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I have to say this is the end of the show, and the weekend starts now. If you're waking today, I don't know where you have been living, but if you're waking on Friday, my brother, my sister, my auntie, my uncle, Gogo, Mkulu, whoever is listening, please make sure that you catch me on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, and let me know so that I can help you to make sure that you continue doing the things that you like, which is golf, and then the rest you leave at the office. So I am signing out, the one and only Tony Magician. I love you guys. I love you guys. And we are because of you. If you weren't there, there wouldn't be us.